Joe could make for some awkward moments, but that's not been the case according to Shedeur Sanders. Shedeur said the vibe in the QB room is positive. Everybody's cool. Outside the room, people try to pit us against each other, but inside the room, we know we're one. We're all different characters. It's funny going in there and seeing Joe every day. It's fun to see him because I like, wow, I really mean Joe Flacco right now, we're on the same team. Then, of course, Kenny. The experience he's been in the league with these two is cool. And to see the process of it. And Deshaun, of course, he's active in there and he's all in the meeting, so it's cool talking to him. Why? So, yes, only one quarterback can play. We understand that. Mm-hmm. So, because only one quarterback, this isn't Hunger Games. I think that, people think, I think sometimes, Ocho, people try to pitch like it's a Hunger Games. Like right. You could have only one winner. Yes, there's only going to be one guy that's going to be able to play at a time. But I'm not trying to sabotage it. Mm-hmm. I'm going to go in there. Hopefully he can impart some wisdom. Joe Flacco's been in this thing a very, very long time. What is this, year 17, 18 for Joe?
Super Bowl winning quarterback at
yeah. Mm-hmm. Got to be at least 17.
The Cleveland Browns quarterback room is a straight-up war zone, and Shannon Sharpe just threw a Molotov cocktail into the mix. Joe Flacco, Kenny Pickett, Dillon Gabriel, and Shedeur Sanders are locked in a brutal fight for one starting spot, with egos clashing and futures on the line. Sharpe's bold claim: Shedeur Sanders is already stealing Joe Flacco's job, and the signs are impossible to ignore. Is this rookie really about to flip Cleveland's script, or is the hype outrunning reality? Stick around, because the truth behind this quarterback chaos will blow your mind.
So what? So what is? I'm just trying to figure out what it's supposed to be. I understand, Ocho, when you're in the wide receiver room.
Yeah.
I mean, y'all didn't. It wasn't a whole bunch of three wide. There was two wide receivers. Yeah, everybody wanted to play. I'm not trying to sabotage anybody so I can play in front of them. If you beat me out for the job, ain't gonna happen. But wish you the best.
Yeah, most definitely. And we know what the pecking order is gonna be. We know the pecking order is going to be based on what we saw from rookie camp after they got drafted. Listen, the eye test, it doesn't lie. Mm-hmm. And based on the eye test, when you've seen the quarterbacks that came in their rookie year, you already know who's the best. You already know who it is. So Flacco's going to be the starter. At some point, if Flacco's not playing well, Shedeur Sanders will step in.
For quarterbacks, one football, zero mercy. The Browns QB room is a pressure cooker ready to explode. Joe Flacco, the 40-year-old Super Bowl champ, is clinging to the top spot with 18 years of battle scars. Kenny Pickett, traded from Philly, is grinding to prove he's no backup. Dillon Gabriel, the third-round rookie, lurks with quiet potential. And Shedeur Sanders, the fifth-round steal, is turning heads and raising stakes. Then there's Deshaun Watson, sidelined for 2025 with another Achilles tear. His $230 million contract a ghost haunting the franchise. Shedeur's out here preaching no tension, just vibes, but let's cut the nonsense. In the NFL, only one guy gets the snap, and this room's a silent battlefield. Everyone's smiling, but the knives are out. And here's where it gets wild. Shedeur Sanders didn't just land in Cleveland, he crashed the party with a story that's got the NFL buzzing.
Doesn't matter whether it's in sports, whether it's in media, people ask Undisputed, well, how were you? Bro, I was just waiting for that opportunity. I was prepared a lifetime. Yeah. My knowledge of studying and going over stuff and watching sports very intently. You hear Cornbread say, man, damn, look how you breaking the game down. I wouldn't think you break it down like that. You're a Laker fan.
Right. Yeah.
But when you watch and you study, knowing that an opportunity is going to present itself.
Pegged as a first-round lock, he slid to the fifth round, pick 144, after draft rooms trashed his cocky vibe. Some say he was too confident, others claim teams dodged him because of his dad, Deion Sanders. X is still lit up with fans calling it a robbery, insisting Shedeur got screwed. Whatever happened, he's got a chip on his shoulder bigger than the dog pound. At rookie camp, he was slinging lasers, reading defenses like a vet, and earning respect from coaches who didn't see it coming. This isn't some starry-eyed rookie soaking up the moment. Shedeur's a predator, studying every play, every huddle, ready to strike. And that strike could hit sooner than anyone expects. Joe Flacco's got the keys to the Browns' offense, for now. With a Super Bowl ring and 191 starts, he's the safe bet, the veteran who can steady a franchise that's been a circus. Sports Illustrated's Albert Breer says Flacco's in pole position for Week 1.
People don't plan to fail. They fail to plan.
Right.
So all I'm doing is hoarding information, studying. I'll be doing it. It's going to come. It's going to happen. And when it does, be ready. We put this together, man. I think I can do my own thing. I can do this. I just need somebody to bounce some hey, that's entertaining, can bounce stuff off of. Man, don't you what you think about this? Man, you gonna do it, I wanna do it too.
Yeah, shit.
Let's do it.
But here's the ugly truth. At 40, he's one bad game from losing it all. His one-year deal screams temporary, and every snap is a countdown. Shedeur's throwing out praise, calling Flacco surreal to be around, but don't be fooled. That's not respect, it's recon. Shedeur's memorizing Flacco's footwork, his reads, his leadership style. One interception, one missed blitz, and Cleveland's fans will be screaming for the new kid. NFL history doesn't lie, veterans get pushed out when the young guns show up. And Flacco's not the only one in the crosshairs. Kenny Pickett's flying under the radar, but he's no slouch. Traded from Philly after backing up a Super Bowl run, he's got first-team reps in OTAs, per NFL insider Mary Kay Cabot. His 14-10 record with the Steelers shows he can survive the AFC North's trench warfare. Gritty, ugly games and freezing rain. Pickett's steady, not spectacular, with a knack for avoiding killer mistakes.
But the opportunity. A lot of times people get opportunity. Man, they messed over me. No, you weren't prepared. You weren't ready. You weren't ready. And so, hey, now you gotta, when things don't happen, don't blame somebody else.
Yeah, I hate that.
What could you have done differently?
Yeah.
What could you have done better?
And you know what I also hate is when people know a situation. People know a situation is bad, and they always find an excuse instead of doing what they need to do. Instead of doing what's necessary to fix said situation, but blame everything else going on around him.
But here's the problem. He's not Cleveland's future. Whispers on X say he's trade bait if he doesn't lock down the job. Some fans love his grit. Others call him a placeholder until Shedeur's ready. Pickett's fighting for his career, but with Flacco's resume and Sanders' hype, he's walking a tightrope with no net. And then there's the guy nobody's talking about. Dillon Gabriel's the dark horse nobody expected. A third-round pick with Heisman finalist cred, he's got a 4-year deal and a quick-release arm that's turning heads. The Athletic's Zach Jackson calls him the only safe quarterback on the roster, locked in by his draft status. But let's be real, Gabriel's not stealing the show. Stuck behind Flacco's legacy, Pickett's hustle, and Sanders' star power, he's the quiet threat. Posts from Browns insiders say he's been sharp in practice, but he's not grabbing headlines. If injuries hit or the competition stalls, Gabriel could sneak in. For now, he's the underdog in a room full of killers, waiting for his shot. And then Shannon Sharpe dropped a truth bomb that changed everything. Sharpe didn't hold back. On his show, he shredded the Browns' happy family narrative with one line: "The eye test doesn't lie. You already know who's the best." He didn't say Shedeur's name, but the hint landed like a sledgehammer. A Hall of Famer with 3 Super Bowl rings, Sharpe's seen what makes a star. He called this QB race a Hunger Games bloodbath. One winner, no survivors. Forget Shedeur's talk of no tension. Sharpe knows the NFL's dirty secret. Behind every handshake is a plan to take your job. His take wasn't just spicy, it was a warning. Shedeur's got the fire, the poise, and the momentum to make Flacco and Pickett sweat. At rookie camp, Sanders wasn't just throwing passes, he was showing Cleveland what a franchise quarterback looks like. And that's got the whole room on edge. Deshaun Watson's supposed to be the Browns' savior, but he's more like a cautionary tale. His second Achilles tear rules him out for 2025, and his $230 million contract is being called the NFL's worst deal ever. Off the field, it's worse: legal battles from his past, a Miami bachelor party while his team grinds, and rumors he's more focused on his wedding than recovery. ESPN's Tony Rizzo says the Browns might trade him for a late-round pick, but who's biting with that cap hit? Ex-fans are savage. One post called him Cleveland's $230 million cheerleader. Watson's not in the QB race, but his failure hangs over the team like a dark cloud. It's proof the Browns front office can't get out of its own way, and that chaos is why Shedeur's moment might be now. Cleveland's quarterback history is a horror show. Baker Mayfield, Johnny Manziel, and a dozen others who crashed and burned. The front office's plan feels like a fever dream. Sign Watson to a mega deal, watch him implode, bring back Flacco for a nostalgia hit, trade for Pickett but dangle him as trade bait, draft Gabriel and Sanders but let them fight it out. NFL Network's Ian Rappaport called it a quarterback carousel with no map. Posts are brutal. One fan said, "The Browns don't build rosters, they hoard quarterbacks like Pokemon cards." Shedeur's walking into this mess with eyes wide open. He's not just Dion's son, he's a kid who's been around NFL drama his whole life. He knows how to play the game, on and off the field, and that's what makes him a threat. Shedeur's no ordinary rookie. At Colorado, he threw for 10,155 yards and 83 touchdowns, handling SEC blitzes like a pro. But it's his mentality that's got coaches buzzing. A Browns beat writer on X said he's been running extra film sessions, breaking down plays with veterans like he's the starter. That's not just talent, that's a leader taking over. He's not loud like his dad, but he's got the same fire, the same refusal to lose. When he talks about learning from Flacco and Pickett, it's not about respect, it's about studying their weaknesses. Sharpe saw it at rookie camp: Shedeur's arm, his poise, his ability to own the room without saying a word. "The eye test doesn't lie," Sharpe said, "and he's calling it early. Sanders is the one to beat." But there's another force at play. The dog pound's voice is loud and unforgiving. Cleveland fans are ride or die, but they don't suffer fools. Flacco's got their respect, for now. One bad game, and they'll turn on him faster than you can say interception. Pickett's got some love from his Pittsburgh days, but plenty see him as a temp. Gabriel's barely on their radar. But Shedeur? He's already a fan favorite. X is flooded with clips of his rookie camp dimes, with fans crowning him Primetime 2.0. One viral post said, "Shedeur's got that dog, Flacco's done." That hype can move mountains. If the fans start chanting Sanders' name, the Browns front office will feel the heat. But if Shedeur gets his shot and slips, those same fans will bury him. Cleveland's a pressure cooker, and Sanders has to be flawless when his number's called. Sharpe's not just talking football, he's dropping life lessons. "Luck is when preparation meets opportunity," he said, and Shedeur's been preparing forever. From backyard drills with Dion to staring down college defenses, he's built for this. Sharpe's seen too many players miss their shot because they weren't ready. Not Shedeur. He's not begging for snaps, he's earning them. At rookie camp, he wasn't just throwing, he was painting a picture of Cleveland's future. Sharpe's Hunger Games warning wasn't for the fans, it was for Flacco, Pickett, and Gabriel. The NFL doesn't care about your resume or your bloodline. It cares about who delivers when the lights are brightest. And Shedeur's got one foot in that spotlight already. The Browns front office is playing chess with no board. Why cram 4 quarterbacks into one room? Some say it's insurance for Watson's collapse. Others think they're prepping a blockbuster trade. An ex-post from a Cleveland insider hinted they might deal Pickett or Sanders for picks. But that's a gamble. Trade Shedeur, and you risk losing a star. Keep him, and you're admitting Flacco and Pickett are short-term. NFL.com's Greg Rosenthal called it organizational madness, and he's spot on. The Browns are at a fork in the road. Lean on Flacco's fading star, bank on Pickett's grit, or roll the dice on Sanders' upside. Shedeur's draft slide stung, but it's his fuel. He's not here to wait, he's here to win. And every practice, every rep, every film session brings him closer to proving Sharpe right. This quarterback room is a powder keg, and Sharpe's lit the fuse. Flacco's got the experience, but his clock's ticking. Pickett's got the hustle, but he's one mistake from the trade block. Gabriel's got potential, but he's buried in the noise. And Shedeur Sanders? He's got the talent, the hype, and Sharpe's stamp of approval. The Browns aren't just picking a starter, they're picking a legacy. Will Shedeur seize the throne like Sharpe predicts, or will the veterans hold him off? One thing's certain, this story's got more twists coming. Drop your take in the comments. Who's winning this QB war? And if you're addicted to this kind of raw NFL drama, hit that subscribe button. Cleveland's next move is gonna be a game changer, and we're here for every second of it.